So normally I wouldn't wear a coat like this, and that's because I don't like the way it really fits against my body in normal videos. I like it at school because it's a nice sweater, and it's for some reason I have a dress code that doesn't like hoods. And this works. I don't like in videos though. I don't wear this often in videos, but I have to wear it today because I don't know where my other jacket is. And it's kind of getting old. And it's cold, so I'm like, I want to wear a jacket when I talk about this Spillage Village album. So I'm wearing this jacket. It might be distracting, but it's what I'm gonna wear today. Also, if my throat sounds weird, it's because I'm still a little sick. But anyway, Spillage Village is a rap group whom I haven't really like paid much attention to before now. I think I'd heard of them a couple points, mostly because of what they are. There's a lot of members of this group who are rappers I am familiar with. I'm familiar with Earth Gang. Anybody who's watched this channel knows I love Jid's stuff. And the other, Black is also in this group. This is a large hip-hop group. I think also Mereba. Yeah, Mereba is also in this. But this is a large, there's more members. I just don't remember all of them, and they're rappers I'm not really familiar with. But this is a hip-hop group whom I had never heard anything of until this album. Like, I never listened to any mixtape or anything from them. Not because I wasn't interested by them, just because I really didn't know about much of their existence. The only member of this group I've really, like, delved into is Jid. And both the Never Story and DiCaprio 2 are amazing, in my opinion. But Spillage Village is a group whom I had no idea what their sound sounded like. I had no idea what they'd sound like. I thought they'd be a little more grime hip-hop, mostly because, well, what I know of Earth Gang and what I know of Jid, I thought it would sound a lot like that. And what I know of Black too. But this was a project I knew about the singles. I knew about them, but I never listened to them. I went into this completely open, no other material from these guys. I went into the album excited to hear it, not because not because I went to this mostly excited because I heard good things about it. It had cool cover art and it had Jid on it. Like, it just had Jid. Like, that's just cool to me. I just like Jid's stuff, and I thought anything Jid touches is great. That's not true inherently, but come on. So I went into this with hopeful expectations to enjoy it, to have a good time from front to end. It's 49 minutes, 12 tracks, 11 of which are songs. So, hey, I mean, it couldn't be any bad. We open with the skit Spillville, which, by the way, I do have to comment on how weird the name Spillage Village is to me. There might be a meaning behind it. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting name to me. I like it because I like just saying Spillage Village, but it's an interesting rap group name, especially Spilligion is the name of this album. Spillville opens up the album on a skit of a great way to kind of introduce the themes the album's going to bring to us. It's not like any skit that's like going to blow you away, but there's like some kind of entertaining and interesting dialogue talking back and forth, some interesting themes talking about if you say something's good enough, you can make anybody believe anything, which I don't inherently know what that means, but I guess if I think about that, if I do think about it, I guess I see what he means. It's an interesting skit. It's a skit that's really able to open up what the overall theme of this album is going to be, and I really like it. I think it actually fits very well in the album. Then we're given the track Baptize, which I know was released as a single prior to this. This is probably the most traditional hip-hop song on the album. This has normal verses, flows, hook, whatnot. There is far more of a more religious side to it, but it's not overtaking the song. Everybody gives some great verses on this. It has one of my favorite beats as well. It has a heavy bass to it. This album has great production, by the way. Some of the best I've heard all year, easily. This is a great song. It's nothing that's gonna like blow you back in your seat, but it's fun. It has great verses, great flows, and it works really well as a first kind of track wrapping of the album. Then we're given Psalm Sing, which is far less of a mainstream hip-hop track. The track is far more gospel church music influenced. It's Mereba's solo song, so I don't think there's much rapping. From my memory, there's not really any rapping on this. There's mostly just singing, harmonizing. Her voice is really nice. It's not inherently one of my favorites, mostly because when I hear an album, like I've not expressed this many times, I like it when you get a big group of rappers and they come together. I don't like there to be solo songs on it. If I were to rank every song on like 36 chambers, I'd probably put Method Man, and right now I'm spacing what the RZA song is called. I'd probably put those two lower on the project, because overall, I'd rather listen to Break Your Neck. Come on. Protect Your Neck. Why did I forget that it's called Protect Your Neck? I'd rather listen to Protect Your Neck, Cream, The Mystery of Chess Boxing, Wu-Tang Ain't None to F With over Method Man, because Method Man is just Method Man. I love Method Man, but I'd rather listen to those other songs because they got everybody. You got Ghostface, Raekwon, all of them on it. This song just says Merhaba. It's a nice song. It's a song I will revisit, but it's just not one of my favorites, mostly because it's just Merhaba. If this was on her own album, I'd probably think differently on it. I'm moving my jacket down a bit so it's not clouding up. And then we get the track Ilah, which sounds very much so. It's very more slower, more kind of church-like song. I like that a lot. It's a very lovable, upbeat song. It's nothing that's gonna, like I said, nothing on this album, in my opinion, is gonna blow you away. But this is very enjoyable, very nice to listen to. It's a good track overall. Then we're given the track Mecca, which is probably the most catchy song on the project. It's not my favorite, but particularly in terms of a hook, it has a very nice choir-sung hook where they have a lot of nice rhyming of different locations around the world. It's a peace song. It's celebratory. It's fun. It's catchy. The verses are really nice. That hook, though, that hook is still in my head. It's a great song, and I really enjoyed it. Then we have Judas, which has easily my favorite flows on the project. Jid's verse, my God, that is some bars. He kills it. The flow is really nice. It's a far more emotional, less fun, upbeat, let's celebrate and have peace song. Like a lot of the cuts on this, it is a lot more emotional side to it. And then Chance comes on this, and any hip-hop fan doesn't like Chance really anymore. But he gives a solid verse on this, a solidly good verse. He proves that Chance isn't a bad rapper. He just completely screwed everything up with the big day. But this is fun, and it makes me really hope that Chance stops tweeting and makes a second album. That's like great, because he can. I mean, Coloring Book is great. I don't know why he can't do it, but this is a fun track. It's good. It's a little more emotional, and I really like it for that. Then we have Oshun. It's not one of my favorites. It's not one of the really memorable tracks off this, but it is a little more of a slow jam song, and I like it for that. I don't have much to say on this one. I enjoyed it. It worked for me. Then we have the track Cupid, which feels like a very meaningful, kind of more fun song. A little more of a romance song. I like that mixed up in the album. Continues to create the vibrant color. That's the... Oh my God, I did not realize I could use the word colorful to describe this album, because this album is freaking colorful. Like, that's the word. I don't know why I didn't think of that till now. This song continues to add into the colorfulness that is this album. There's some great verses. The only thing I don't love is I don't love some of the mixings and different sounds that come in the middle of the project. Some of them feel, not project song, they feel really pointless and weird. But overall, it still is a great track overall. Then we're given the track Shiva, which is another one of my favorites off the project. It's not amazing, but it is a little more of an emotionally upbeat song. It feels very inspiring, very uplifting. It's not one I have much to say on, but I really liked it. It feels very, a little more hip-hop influence than some of the other church gospel-like tracks in this, but it works very well overall on the track list. Then we have the track End of Daze, which I personally, upon my first listen, and I still think this is my favorite song on the project. In fact, one of my favorite songs of the year. But I do have to admit, I did not know this was a single prior, and I know why it's a single now. It's far... If I were to say, okay, you know what? I did say Baptize was one of the very few hip-hop-like projects. This is a far more hip-hop-like project. I see why this is the first single. And if it does sound weird for me to say, oh, the first single is my favorite song on the project, whoa, that's never happened. I just think it. I just personally, upon my first listen, having no idea what the singles are, I enjoyed this the most. It's something really sad about it, but there's something really grand and epic and big about it. There's some amazing verses to it. There's a lot of meaningful, personal sides to this song. It feels a lot of ways like a emotional, look at the world around you, giving up song. It's really emotional. I really loved it, and I think it's on my playlist now for my favorite songs of 2020. Keep in mind, there are some 100 songs on that playlist, but still it's on there. Then we have the track Hapi, which is probably my second favorite on the album. These two are my favorites, because this song is easily the most meaningful. If I were to judge it on lyrical and like meaningful storytelling, Hapi would be my favorite on the album. It's over 6 minutes, but it does really keep that attention very well through, and I feel like it deserves to be 6 minutes. There's a lot of messages, stories, different ideas that go around of the grand theme of this album being relatively peaceful for a album from these people. It's a great song. I really liked it, and I think it has a lot of meaning to it. Then we're given the track Jupiter, which is not one of my favorites, but it's a solid conclusion. Has a really nice church-like chorus as well. Has a little more of a gospel sound to it. Ends off the album on a really good note. And overall, to make Spilligion a fun time. Like a very fun time back-to-back. I enjoyed this. I didn't really find many points and many problems with it. Now, I do have to say that there were a couple points where maybe the mixing wasn't perfect, or maybe there really wasn't much about this album that I didn't really leave this album with much. I didn't walk away from this project with the same feelings I got from like King's Disease or Detroit 2, where I was like, wow, that was actually so well done. All those tracks were so entertaining, so thematic. There is that side to this album, yes, but it's far more just, I don't think this album is trying to be anything it's not. This album has a goal in mind, and it goes to that goal and doesn't go any farther than that, and it just does what it needs to do and then leaves. It doesn't overstay its welcome at all. It's not a long project. It didn't feel long at all. Relatively, the hour or the 49-minute runtime went by incredibly fast for a project like this. It's not perfect. It's not amazing, but it had a lot of great verses, had a lot of great beats, has a lot of really uplifting sounds to this. This is a generally more positive sounding album than I thought it would be. The colorful production as well really helps with this, and the singing, choruses, everything. This is a project I will most likely revisit again. I really enjoyed it. It's not top 10 of the year, but overall, I would actually honestly say this is on par with something like Limbo and Music to Be Murdered By. This was a good project. I really liked it from back to back. I'm feeling a B+ for Spilligion by Spillage Village. I really like this. I hopefully will revisit some tracks off of this, and it's a really catchy, nice album, and I highly suggest you listen to it. Not one of my favorites of the year, but I liked it overall. What do you guys think on Spilligion? Let me know in the comment section below. I don't know what I'm gonna review next. I don't think I actually could check. I'm not sure. I'm not even checked. I'm actually gonna check real quickly because I want to know. I'm gonna want to say what I'm reviewing next. This Friday, looks like Bryson Tyler's dropping. I think I'll review that, or YG. Well, it depends on which one is more interesting to me. Yeah, okay. I probably will review Bryson Tyler, or if Certified Lover Boy drops, I'll literally react to Certified Lover Boy. What do you guys think on Spillage Village? Let me know in the comment section below. Or not Spillage Village, Spilligion. What do you think on it? Bye.